Let's get this shit over with. Episode 11 of the Valley Boys. Joined with me is my assistant, Brandon Dump Truck Collins.
Cool.
Yeah. You don't matter right now. We got a couple guests. We got Kalea McNeill, the comedian, actress. And we also got Mark Hayes, Irishman.
Hello, fuckers.
Good to have you guys here. Sorry about Brandon.
As usual.
He's wearing a Penguins jersey because we're going to a hockey game.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're... I tend to... When I came to this country from Canada,
Yeah.
I had every intention of forcing my culture on everybody. And that's part of it.
Yeah, it'll be nice for you because you'll go to the Staples Center and you'll actually get to see a hockey team play tonight. So,
Yeah, the LA Kings.
shit.
Yeah. Got your back, bitch.
They're literally taking a dump from every other team in their mouth. The goddamn Coyotes are doing better than the Kings right now. How embarrassing is that for you?
50-50. No one gives a fuck about hockey here. I could tell people that the Kings they just won the Stanley Cup, and everyone in LA would be like, oh, that's cool, I guess.
Well, they care
How'd the
when they
Lakers
win
do?
because it's like, oh, okay, perfect. We get to go to a parade. Like
Right,
that's
yeah.
that's
There's a
the
party,
idea
right?
of
Yeah,
hockey
yeah,
here. It's
yeah.
like, oh, when's the parade?
Like anyone in LA needs an excuse to drink in public. Well, at least in Reseda.
What's
Yeah.
hockey? What is hockey?
Right, the Irishman. If you're wondering if his accent is fake, it is.
It's fully fake. A girl last night was like, you can stop with this bullshit act. How do you really speak? I was like, all right, fuck you. That's how I speak.
Yeah.
You're always talking about girls on Twitter. It's quite amusing. I must say, one of my favorite stand-up specials is the Mark Hayes Twitter account. It's just such an accurate portrayal of Los Angeles if you're successful and good-looking. So it's not like mine, but it's about begging married women and how shitty and fake everyone is. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah, but
Good stuff.
it's just so weird.
You're helping marriages.
Yeah.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
yeah.
They go home happy.
I have a weird thing where, like, husbands keep asking me to fuck their wives. Like a cock situation.
I wasn't ready. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought wives were stepping out. No, he's like, hey, look, though.
No, it's fucking weird. Dudes are
Wow.
like, they're giving me money just to think about having sex with their wives.
That's cuckold.
Yeah.
That's a Shakespearean
I'm
term.
like a cup whisperer at this point where I can like gauge. I'll see two people at a bar or like at a pool and I'll be like, oh shit, that guy's going to ask me to fuck his wife. And within 20, 30 minutes, they'll come over and be like, hey, you want to have a drink with us? And I'm like,
Sure.
I'll take the drink, but I won't pump your wife.
So what, they just want to sit in a dark corner smoking a
Yeah.
cigarette watching the whole thing?
Just watching it go down. But
So
I don't
what
wanna do
makes
it.
you say no? Like what does a guy have to do? What type of wife does he have to have for you to be like, all right, I got you?
Nah, just the fear of being stabbed makes me
Oh
think
yeah.
no.
You watch a lot of Snapped. I get it.
I just had a buddy one time in Ireland, and he was like, this is ages ago, and he said a French couple were at the same nightclub as him. They were all dancing. He didn't know the girl was with the dude. And they were like, come back. This is so Irish. They were like, come back to our hostel. So they went back, and he was like, the husband was like, oh, it's cool that you have sex with my wife. And he started having sex with the woman. And then he looked over, and the guy was just recording him. And then he joined in, and I was like, sounds
It got
horrible.
The old sneaky penis.
And he goes, it was only weird when our thighs touched. And I
When our
was
what
like,
touched?
Our thighs.
Thighs.
Ties. Yeah.
I'm the translator here.
Ties.
So I was like, that whole situation is always in my head.
So he's gay now.
When they ask me, and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do it. One time I was at like the Sky Bar, and a Russian dude came up, and he was like, do a shot with us. And I was like, no. And he like gave me, I can't remember how much he gave me, $20, $50 just to do a shot. And I'm like a cheap whore, so I was like, all right, I'll do a shot.
That is
Do you
prostitution.
need like a black lesbian friend on your team? We come in all shapes.
So
I got you.
We do one shot, and then he was like, he was like, I thought his wife was pregnant. Like, she was like, fucking, I was like, why is she doing shots? And he's
Right.
like, you don't like her? And I was like, oh, no, she looks cool. And he's like, will you have sex with her? And I was like, shit, that's your wife, you know, this is weird. You look like you could stab me. He was a rough-looking dude.
Oh no, he could definitely stab
Yeah.
you.
And
Almost
he-
anyone could stab you, really.
Yeah, that's it. And then
All it
he
takes
was
is
just
a
like,
knife.
Hands.
he
And a
goes,
knife.
he was like, you don't want to have sex with her? And I was like, nah. And he was like, just think about it. And he starts throwing down money. And he threw down like $70, $100. And he was like, just think about it. And then they got so drunk, the bouncers kicked him out, so I just got free money.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
You thought about it.
I thought,
That's it.
I was like, the money's in the pocket.
That's the ultimate prostitution gig, is getting paid and not having to deliver. Which,
Hell
by the
yeah.
way, you are a prostitute. 'Cause you took cash for the solicitation
admitted
of
it.
sex. Whether or not you followed through with it doesn't make a difference. You're
And that
still
just makes
a
you a
prostitute.
liar at that point.
I'm a dirty whore.
I'll tell you what, though, the nice thing about the pregnant ones is you don't have to worry about pulling out. So, like, there's not going to be like, hey, man, you owe my kid like $500,000 later down the road, you know?
See, I never have to worry about that. I just have to worry about, like, I guess poking a baby in the eye with my finger.
This is a family show.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
It's
Mom.
funny, my mom was just in LA from Canada,
Yeah.
and she said, "Oh, I hear you have a podcast." I was like, "Nope." And then she's telling me that she asked my brother about it while they were waiting at the doctor's office, and she's like, "Well, how do I find it? What's a podcast?" You know? And then he's like, "Well, it's called The Valley Boys, but don't look it up." And then she does. She pushes play, and my brother grabbed the phone from her, and he's like, "No,
I don't want you to hate.
not especially not in public."
It's a wise move.
How's your podcast going? Random.
It's good. It's fun. I just talk and sing for an hour. Just talking bullshit. I
When
like
listen
it
to
though.
I don't recall any singing.
Usually I open with a 10-minute intro and I'll just start going, hey, but I'll do an Irish song. Just make one up. It's very dumb.
Are you making that up right now as
No,
you
I
go?
swear to
This is what you do?
One time I was like, let's see how long I can sing a dumb song for, and I went 10 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah. And then people are like, if my mom heard that, she's like, oh, he's having a mental breakdown. But it's good for stand up because you can just gibber, and I'm not like holding back anything. I'm like, oh, that dumb thought is good. I can do a bit on that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful thing about being in America. They're like, oh, God, this is so authentic. You know, this is fantastic.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, we don't get this every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Irish bar I used to go to in Colorado, they'd have a band come in on Saturday nights, and it would sound like one song, but it was really like 3 or 4 of them. But you get so drunk, you just stop paying attention at a certain point. You're like, fucking dumb Americans.
It's like everyone's drunk after a few beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone's Russian if you drink while you're pregnant.
Well, yeah, every bar's different. Depends what you go there for. If you go to an Irish bar, like you got to have a few shots. You got to get drunk. You can't leave and not be drunk. Then
Why are you here?
Right, exactly. You have the high class joints where you go for a couple drinks to seem like a responsible adult, but then you'll go home and get smashed on your own shit.
There's like levels of Irish bars, though. You'll have the high-end ones downtown
Oh, yeah.
where every drink is like $9.
Yeah.
And then you have the real ones where every drink is like $3. And you could kind of reach your arm around the bar and grab one
That's
because
it.
the bartender's also drunk. That's a real Irish bar.
They're
So
good.
there's a lot of similarities between Canadian bars and Irish bars.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Sloppy.
Yeah, except we have moose on the wall. You know, Dick Rivers, again, 10th episode in a row we talked about this guy. So our first ever guest
Yeah.
was a dude. You guys are comics. You can relate to this. So way back in the day, we're talking 10 years ago, this guy booked me and we were agreed to perform. He was going to pay me $300. Fucking stiffed me that money.
Nice.
10 years later, he joins the podcast and all I did was talk about where my
No
fucking money
way.
was. Yeah.
Did he pay you?
He didn't. He's slowly paying it back is what he's doing. Like, he'll
Hilarious.
come in and he'll buy a round. I'm like, all right, I'll shave off $20
Right.
off your debt. But he owned an Irish bar. That was where it all happened. So I slowly started stealing stuff out of there.
Yeah. It's
Like, I
yours
got
at
a-
that point.
I
got
You
a
own an
pub
Irish
table.
bar.
And I was in the middle of winter.
You own it.
That's right, yeah.
You should just walk in every time and be like, this is my bar, fuckers. Get out.
Yeah.
Man, he acted that way. So it was with a band. It wasn't
Yeah.
doing stand-up. But he banished the whole band because he says that one of us took a shit on his stage, which didn't happen. That's
Liar.
ridiculous.
Sounds like it happens.
So was there shit on the stage though? To
He
make
says
them
there
think
was.
that?
If someone in the band did it, we talked about this in great detail, a little bit too much, according to Brandon. But
And everybody else.
just to remind everybody, there was shit on the stage, according to Dick. But one guy in the band was going through a public defecation phase. But I feel like if he
There's
did
phases.
well, it's not something you could do all the time.
Okay.
You don't get away with it for that long. But he was in a phase at that time, but he did it outside, like an animal. And so
Responsible.
if he did it on the bar, he would have told us. He'd be like, guess what I did, guys? I shit on the stage when you didn't pay us. And we'd be like, yeah. But he was like, no, that wasn't me.
No, you totally sound guilty over there. You're like trying to deflect. To
Right.
Your,
I
yeah.
still want to go back to this because I feel like my public defecation phase ended when I started wearing panties. I think the phase was over.
I'm looking forward to mine kicking in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yours is coming definitely after wife fuck proposals. It becomes public defecation.
Yeah,
like,
you are a
for sure.
prostitute. I'm not letting this go. It was like what
easy.
you said today. You don't know 100% if, pardon me, I'm butchering the wording on this, but you don't know if you're 100% straight unless you fuck a man.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's my new theory.
That's how do you feel about that, Kalea?
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense. You can't knock it until you try it.
Yeah, it works
like,
for men and women.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
dudes will think they're straight, but it's like you've just never tried it.
or go to prison.
Yeah,
That'll let you
apparently there's no
know.
rules in prison.
Yeah, like it's definitely
It's like,
well,
oh, that doesn't count. Yeah,
he
it
had
does.
pretty lips. Like, yeah, but it was he had pretty lips. So
The other thing you hear about dudes is it's not gay if he's sucking my dick.
yeah,
he's the one who's gay.
I've legitimately heard men say
I disagree
that.
with
And
that
I'm just
100%.
Like, well, yeah, I think that's a homosexual act there.
You're the
buddy.
one who's getting excited enough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's much more like messy with lesbians. Like, there's no way I could be like, I'm not gay. I just ate her pussy. Like, it's all over your face.
That makes sense.
You're lesbian.
That sounds straight.
Yeah, we can't. It's not cut and dry like that. Like it's not fair. I'm about to go on a rant. It's not fair. You guys could go behind this curtain real quick and get your dick sucked. And I have to like get completely naked to get my stuff taken care of.
Yeah, anatomy's a real bitch.
Yeah,
Do you ever have straight women hit on you when they're drunk?
I have straight women hit on me. So straight women
Okay, yeah.
hit on me. I don't believe that. I don't think that there's a straight woman on this planet. Because
Nice.
we get the pass. Even if tomorrow, if I wanted to be like, you know what, I'm wearing wigs, I like guys now. Society would be like, cool. Like, there's no straight woman on this planet.
Or if a church going straight woman has a threesome with her husband, it's like, oh, that's
Right,
totally
right.
fine.
She was pleasing her husband, which is in the Bible.
But if two guys start sword fighting while they're
gay.
touching thighs, good.
yeah, it's the thigh touching is what does it.
The
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
part is when like gay dudes will try and convince. I got a gay friend and he's like, it's not gay if you just do it a few times.
It's what right?
It's literally what
you
it
gotta
is.
you gotta try it twice. Like maybe it was undercooked the first time. I'll try it again. No big deal.
He tries to convince. I've met so many gay dudes in LA and they'll tell me, oh, I only date straight men.
I know a few men like that.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
like what is
They're not straight.
what is
though.
the
That's
language?
The thing.
yeah, no, they're on the down
showing
low,
themselves as that, yeah.
undercover for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
I-
like I
that's
used
a
to live
black
in
term,
Atlanta.
isn't it?
Atlanta is like Atlanta is like Atlanta and Washington D.C. are like the down low
Really?
capitals of the world. Like it's almost at this point where it's like you are gay until proven straight if you're a man in Atlanta.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah.
Down
Oh,
low?
yeah.
Is that same as stepping outside or something?
Yeah, I could say that. I would
Yeah.
say that. They don't say anything to anybody about it. It's definitely like
funny.
this is just between us, and that's another reason. Like could never be like a female trait because like I know I have male friends who have fucked with guys who are on the down low and this and that. And I'm just like women like we're snitching like oh like I just fucked Kalea. Yes, I did.
Oh,
Like this
yeah.
is not on the down low. So, but no, it's a guy thing. It's a double standard.
Would you suspect that Brandon's gay?
I would.
No, no.
I would.
He doesn't come across as gay. I don't think I do either. Just because
I'd say you both are.
we both come across that way together.
I presume that's what Valley Boys meant in Canada.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to tell him like if we were gay, it'd obviously be the top. You know, like I'm daddy.
Oh, for sure.
I,
It's the
yeah, I'm,
beard.
Wait a minute,
yeah,
what?
I'm gonna be the leather daddy bear,
Yeah.
and you're.
Can I be the bottom?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
You guys are all ganged up on me on this. I don't know.
There's nothing you can embrace. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing
Embrace
wrong with it, but I
No
just
pun
don't think it's
intended.
me.
Don't the bottoms like have control in the relationship?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the woman has the control.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, yeah. I mean, like you let a man think that he's got it going on, but
Yeah.
the moment you like
Dave,
say,
you're in
all right,
control.
well, I'm not giving you
So I'm
any
the
pussy.
body?
Yeah.
You know, you're now in charge.
That's
so it's
why.
like,
Yeah, you're in charge, Dave.
All right, Brandon, go fetch me another beer.
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
What are we all drinking here? So Brandon and I got dirty Canadian whiskey that costs $5.
Yeah.
He's
Canadian
also got
Crest.
a
I like
Pacifico.
it.
Oh yeah. 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 We're going international Canadian. Yeah. The only. God damn it. The only thing we're missing is a little fucking Irish whiskey.
That's all the
But he's
same.
not drinking. He's drinking this Starbucks
Coffee
or
bean.
coffee bean
and
could
tea
you?
ice
leaf.
bullshit. It's Los Angeles in a cup.
Yeah,
yeah.
literally crushed ice and all.
Tastes horrendous. but-
Kalea's got her Modelo.
You know, fancy.
Yeah, we don't mess around. We like to get drunk at 2 p.m. here at the Shit Shack. They don't like it when we call it that because it's a pretty nice place.
Well, see, I didn't know what to expect because when I got the DM from you yesterday, like, oh yeah, the spot's called the Shit Shack, and we're gonna roast each other and da, and I'm just like, okay, here we go. Like I'm going to like the roughest neighborhood in Beverly Hills.
Right, yeah.
And then
The fucking mean streets.
It's funny, when we got here, they were having some kind of meeting, so they had all these Mercedes and Porsches and Teslas
Tesla,
out there.
yeah.
And that one dude came out.
do
He
you open
works
this?
here. He goes to the Tesla to try and move it, and he's figuring out how to open the door. Can't do it. He's got the key. He's like, I don't. Do you guys know what to do? And we're like, no.
absolutely not. Like
We have one of them old timey door handles.
I still got manual locks on my fucking car. Yeah, this thing, like,
Yeah, you didn't want to pay the
You
extra
roll
$30.
down the windows.
I took it as a compliment though. Like
Yeah, right,
you
yeah.
think I can open the Tesla? Good shit. I'm doing good shit today.
And then he finally did get it open, and it was the back door.
Yeah.
It opened up like that.
Like
Back
a
to the
Lamborghini
Future. Yeah.
type.
Oh yeah, that's slick.
Hilarious shit. And then they park it on the street where it's barely enough room for Mark to get in, but I guess you pulled it off.
Yeah, bastards. I cycled here on my bicycle.
You have strong thighs, sir.
Oh yeah, stunning.
Yeah, perfect for
Stunning,
touching.
yeah. Great for cooking. I have lovely cock ties.
How long have you been in LA, Mark?
Jeez, like 9 years.
Were you in anywhere else in America before LA?
I kind of did like I was in university in Ireland, so every summer we'd come here. So I did like San Diego, Santa Cruz, Santa Barbara, Ocean City. Anywhere
Kept
with
in
a
California.
beach. One time on the East Coast, we just get drunk for like 90 days. That's how long the visa is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's seriously just chugging hands, and then you're like, let's go home and continue our education.
There we go.
That's right. It's only 90 days.
And
You know,
here you
Canadians, it's 180 days. It's
Really?
the only country you get that. Yeah.
Ah, bastards.
Yeah.
Although I'd say I'd die if it was 180, so 90 is okay.
Yeah,
Right,
you
Literally, like
definitely-
you drink, I'm not joking, a non-drinking day would be having 6 cans at night. And then
taking it easy. We got a big
Yeah,
day
we're
tomorrow.
chilling out. We got to hit the road. Calm down.
yeah, it's good. But yeah, just those places. Then I just moved to LA for comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you've been all over. I've seen
Yeah.
you're
Oh
you're
yeah.
working quite a bit.
Yeah, it's fun. You see these weird places I'd never go to, and you're like, I won't be back here.
What's the worst place you've ever been to?
Oh, Albuquerque's awful.
Oh, come on. Al.
I don't hate Albuquerque.
Really?
Thank God.
Downtown on a
It's
Saturday.
pretty.
Well, okay, so I got family in Albuquerque, so
Okay.
That
like
makes sense.
yeah, and I'll attest because when Cops was still on,
Yeah.
they go around to a different city every week.
Yeah.
Well, Albuquerque, at least in that area, depending what part of Central you're on, was bad enough that they had like a 2-hour episode, and it was just Central Avenue in Albuquerque.
Is
Hell
that like
yeah.
downtown?
Yeah, that's like where the university's at, and there's
yeah.
so there's like nice parts called Nob Hill that would kind of be like
Oh,
the West
yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah, that's not bad, yeah.
Right. But yeah, then once you start getting a little further away from there in either direction, like that's when shit
Be
gets sketchy.
careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had a 2-hour episode of Cops, just that area of Albuquerque. They didn't even get to the rest
Hell
of the
yeah.
shit. But
Yeah.
I love it. It's got its charm.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I was there, I was walking downtown, and like where all the bars, I was like busy, and this guy was like, "Hey man, I like your shoes," and I was like, "Oh, thank you," and he was like, "What size are they?" And I was like 13, and he was just like, "Yeah, let me try them." And I was like, "What the?" I was so clueless, and he was like, "Hey, don't walk away," and I was like, "They're my shoes," not realizing he was trying to
Yeah,
steal
he
them.
was definitely like, those are my
I-
size. Actually.
Yeah, he goes,
No matter what size
goes,
you said, they're my
yeah,
size.
and he was like, "Give me my shoes."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because it was so busy. It wasn't like I thought.
It wasn't
oh,
an
it's just-
isolated
yeah,
alley.
It was just like there was cops around. I was like, "I'm going to try and rob my shoes right
You grew up
here."
that way in Ireland? The other little Irish kids being like, give me them tap dancing shoes.
Yeah.
Mine now.
I was
drink
just
whiskey
like,
in 'em.
and another thing too, we were downtown a Saturday, and we were just trying to find like a coffee place or something to eat, and nowhere was open. And we were like, "What the fuck is up with this?" And then
They're all covers. They're all fronts. All a front. Albuquerque is a front.
And then in our hotel, in my hotel room, I was like, there was, say, 9 little pictures to make one big picture.
Okay.
And it was the worst. It was just like this pointless overall picture. And I was like, why would they put that in the wall? And I looked out the window, and it was the view from the window. And it was just the view of a shitty,
I love
So they
it.
took a picture, cut it up 9 ways, put it in some.
but like on a
dollar
big
store
wall.
frames.
Yeah. And I was like,
Welcome
Albuquerque's
to
the
Albuquerque.
weirdest place.
place.
Was
Good
that?
place.
Did you go there with Dalia?
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember he was complaining about that place, and it turned into a big
Oh
thing.
yeah, that was hilarious.
They mentioned it on the news there.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
that's
comedian
so-
doesn't like our town.
Yeah,
and he was just
Fuck
like,
this
fuck
guy.
you.
Yeah, that's so funny.
He's like, damn right, it
and
sucks.
then they did it again. They were like, he responded.
Yeah, they got bigger problems than that. The last time I was there a couple years ago, every week there were cops shooting somebody.
Really?
Just fucking yeah. I remember one video. There was like some homeless dude. He was out in the hills, like in the mountains. He wasn't fucking bothering anybody, but they got called out there by, I don't know, hikers or some shit. And they have it on their body cams. They end up shooting the fucking guy.
Damn.
And killing him. Like, he had a knife, granted, but they were far enough away from him.
yeah.
And it got
not
like it
axe
got
throwing.
it got bad enough that the federal government had to step in. They're like, look, I don't know what the fuck's going on in Albuquerque. Maybe it's something in the water. Everyone's doing meth. I don't fucking know. But
Well,
yeah.
definitely, yes.
Well, yeah, it's it's situated like close enough to the Mexican border, so there's a lot of drugs running through there. But I mean, there's a lot of poverty there too. It's as far as states go, it's on the lower end of education and everything else. So it's just a shit storm for everything you're describing right now.
Yeah.
So why are you defending it? Why are you so offended? You're just like, I can't believe you said that.
He has
Totally
family
accurate
there.
thing.
Oh yeah. Family.
It's
Here's more proof to prove your point.
if I were a city, I would be Albuquerque.
Really?
I could see it.
I resonate.
Or it's-
I got you more as Kansas City. Mind you, I haven't been as many places as you, but I've been in enough U.S. cities that Kansas City all the way. You know what I saw there? This dude open carrying at 7-Eleven. He had a gun on his
Yeah,
hip,
yeah.
and he's reaching over to get a giant Slurpee, and so his shirt lifted up, and you could see the gun as well as his gut, which almost covered the gun.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm in this part of America.
hey, fucking
Welcome.
concealed is concealed, buddy. It doesn't matter.
Right. No, you can't see it.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. In Canada, we like our guns too, but we don't have guns you can hide or guns that you can kill like 40 people with.
Well,
But we love them.
We'll try harder, pussy.
Well, it's like that dude last night, man. We were planning another episode. We're sitting at the bar, and this
Yeah.
drunk dude, 60 years old, he comes over and he's just like, he's hitting on Brandon. He's like, I
Hell
really
yeah.
like your beard.
Oh,
And
God, maybe
he
I'm
attracts people. It's only men that do that. They're like, Brandon, or whatever your name is, your beard is like, just, where are you from? What's your name? And he's just like,
That's how you get them.
Yeah.
I have had
want to touch thighs a little later?
Dude, I've had more random dudes come up and just like start stroking my beard than anything.
That's
It's never
invasive.
women, huh?
Is beard a euphemism for penis?
Yes, yes, it is.
God. Yeah, it's one step away.
But that dude was so drunk, and he's just like, you know, it's the best, America and American men. We have it in our DNA to protect this country. Unlike those pussy French or those pussy. And he looks at me, Canadians.
Dang, he could just smell it on
he
you.
was that drunk. And I was like, no, I told him, like, we were talking
Okay,
a little
okay.
bit. And then, I was like, well, what do you base that off of? Like, people that you've met? If it's based on me, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah.
Form that stereotype. If it's based on history, no.
Yeah,
No, no one fucks with Canada, and we don't fuck with anyone else.
chill as fuck.
Yeah, it was like a Trump
syrup.
rally walked in and sat down next to us. And
Oh no way.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a lot of people in this country that hate this country, and
They should
they're all
get out.
selling babibies on the street. That's what he told us.
Oh, God, yeah.
Where are they
selling
selling the babies?
Babies on the street.
Where can I pick one up? Right, because I'm about to do my taxes.
No, they don't want that. They want those babies put in orphanages, not adopted by a loving gay couple that'll raise it in a normal household.
Damn it.
Imagine you saw one of those fruit stands, but I had a baby stand next to it.
Hey, it's coming. It's season
what
3
you
of The
need.
Handmaid's Tale.
God.
You want
So,
some?
so you started your career.
Who's you, Brandon?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I started drinking way before Dave. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So you're originally from California, but
Yes.
you took a different route to get to comedy here in LA, though, correct?
I
Kalea?
did actually. Yeah, no, I grew up in the Bay Area, kind of like Bay Area, Napa Valley border, depending on who's asking. If I want to sound tough, I say I'm from the Bay Area.
All right.
If I'm trying to conduct business, I tell people I grew up right outside of Napa.
There-
You ever call it the gay area just to, put your own touch on it?
That's what I call my home.
Oh, okay.
And my vagina. But yeah, no, I went to school out in Atlanta, studied theater, and people would always just approach me, asking me like, try comedy, but it was never outside of like watching Delirious or something like that every now and again. Like I never looked at stand up like as a thing. Like I knew I wanted to be like a comedic actor or something like that, and
Sure.
kind of you don't. It wasn't on my radar, but I used to host a lot of shows and events, and unbeknownst to me, I'm working that tool without even realizing I'm working it. And finally, I went up at this spot in Atlanta called the Laughing Skull Lounge, and did one of their amateur nights, and moved to LA about a year and some change later. Got a regular job because that's what you need here in LA. I got my regular 9 to 5, and it got to the point where maybe about 5-6 years ago, I just couldn't balance the two anymore. So said fuck the job, and that's what it's been. Like, it wasn't really until I gave everything to stand up that like the acting stuff kind of started coming through as well. So it's like now it's just a juggle of both. But like I was saying earlier, with stand up, I mean, I can get up 7 days a week if I want. Like with acting, you still gotta wait. You gotta wait for the audition. You gotta wait to find out. It's a hurry up and wait versus just get up and go.
Right, like everyone thinks actors are all millionaires. But,
Oh yeah, no, like stand up definitely pays the bills for sure.
Yeah.
Like acting will pay a bill every couple of months.
That's making it, man. If you're able to do stand up and pay the bills, that's it.
Yeah,
Fuck you, Bay Area.
I
made it.
I don't have a lot of bills, by the way. So my Verizon bill is what I'm referring to.
Are you doing
SoCal
that the squatting? Brandon's got a squatter problem right now.
Well, I consider myself a high class homeless because like I stay with I've never been on the street. I've always had like a pretty decent couch to be on.
Nice.
Like I'm a unicorn because like I've had 2 apartments here without roommates. So
Wow.
is
Shit,
yeah,
that's a life
don't-
right there. Like that's making it in LA. Like if you can afford a place without a roommate,
like that's all I would
you're
have to
king
tell
shit.
women, and it was over from there. It's like, well,
nice.
like, is your roommate home? And I'm like, I have a dog. She's like, oh my god, like I'm
Right.
coming.
That's
like,
the magic
literally.
word in LA too, is dogs. Everyone loves dogs. They bring them everywhere. It's all about dogs. Jesus Christ.
But listen, as a dog owner, stop bringing your fucking dogs to the grocery store. It's
Thank
nasty. It's nasty.
Dude,
Stop it.
Yeah, when my
Stop
parents
that.
were in town, like me and Dave went out with my parents. This couple behind us had a fucking dog, and they was sitting up like on the seating, like table level.
Can't do that.
No,
Can't do
you
that.
can in LA? Though?
Yeah, I mean, you
Well,
can't.
You can,
It's
but
like-
like
I don't know.
motherfucker.
I like to think of myself as like a responsible dog. Like I'll call a restaurant and be like, okay, do you have patio seating? Can I enter through the patio? That lets, and my dog is also 7 pounds, so it's not like a big fucker. But if I can enter through the patio versus walking my nasty dog all the way through the restaurant, I might do something like that. But I don't understand it. Like I don't know if am I allowed to say the name of a restaurant?
Go for it.
Went to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. It's
The one in
Long
Santa
Beach.
Monica. Oh, okay.
I went to the one in Long Beach, and I had my dog with me. And usually, because I've been in LA long enough for him to be fancier than me, I ordered him like a grilled chicken breast. And I'm like, hey, give it to me like in a to-go container. Like, like obviously because he's not going to eat on the silverware. And at Bubba Gump, they have these little saucers that they put on the table. So the guy came out with a chicken breast, and I was cutting it up, and he ends up putting it on the saucer and then putting the saucer down. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to take that saucer because you're definitely not going to like give that to somebody else. And then he was just like,
Even
oh,
if they wash it, it's still
he's
nasty.
he's like, oh no, I got it. And I was like, so don't go to that Bubba Gump, y'all. Because he did it for me and I didn't know him.
This
So-
gross thing I did at Bubba Gump means you should never go back
You
there.
should never.
That's like when I peed all over Dick Rivers' bathroom. You shouldn't ever go to his bar. Do
don't
you have a
do
dog,
it.
Mark, or are you just some married woman's pet dog?
Yeah, I'm just a loner. That's how I like to end dates. If a date's not going well, I'll just be like, by the way, I don't like dogs.
That's
What
it.
is wrong with you?
Yeah, and then they're like, see ya. And if they're like, I'm like, cats either. They're like, I'm out.
Too much.
It's a good way to ditch people. Be like, I hate dogs.
Yeah, the one time I was in Ireland, me and my dad ended up drinking with a guy named Billy. This is a weeknight too.
Oh, I
like,
know him.
Do you know Billy?
yeah, that guy. Yeah, down there in Dublin. But yeah, we're in the Temple Bar District, where all the tourists go and shit. And, the fucking end of the night, Billy's like, gotta go home and take the muzzle off the wife. You guys have a good night now.
She's scratching at the door. I know it. I know it.
I feel like Ireland has a lot in common with Winnipeg. Winnipeg, where I'm from, is like it's the least Canadian city of them all. It's got
really?
extremely high crime, and they brag about it. You could buy T-shirts with blood spatter all over it. And it's the
I'm here
murder
for
capital of Canada, and it's very much like that. Everyone's drunk.
Yeah.
And there's this like everyone's gonna shit on me because we have a lot of listeners from there. But let's get real. There's a mall there. If you ever find yourself in Winnipeg,
Yeah.
you're doing the club there, check out this place called Portage Place.
Okay.
It's a mall, and it was in the shit area of town. They tried to put it there to rejuvenate it, and it just became a hotbed of filth. It's amazing. You could go there. You could buy 100 pairs of jeans for like $3, and you could find people like asleep at the food court, and it's amazing.
Yes.
I'm not trying to like homeless shame. It's not that. It's just the dumpster people go there
When
and cause fights
gentrification doesn't
and-
work, I'm fucking here for it.
Right,
Y'all,
yeah.
listen, all the black listeners, go to Winnipeg. Like, they see what they're doing. They tried to gentrify it. It didn't work. And then take that to your gentrified neighborhoods and do it. Do whatever Winnipeg is doing, y'all. Take your
Is that
neighborhood
where you
back.
shop, Dave?
That's right. Yeah.
100 pair of jeans, absolutely.
Yeah. That's
For
why I don't
for
know
a
why
one-e
people
or
would-
a two-e.
I don't know why anyone would think I'm gay, just based on how disheveled I am, and unkempt.
I can understand now why you don't do video for this podcast.
We did a vote.
Well, I
We
mean,
did a vote, and everyone voted that we're too ugly for it.
yeah.
The Shit Shack, they want us to do it, right? They're like, that's where the money is. That's where you're gonna get your fan
Right.
base. We're like, but we're so gross, especially me, because I gained like, I don't know, 80 pounds or 100 pounds,
180 something.
180
Yeah,
pounds.
you come in here, they fucking feed you. They make sure you're well drunk.
But dude, that's what I get is like whenever I travel, people
Yeah.
say two things to me. When I'm skinny, they say you're a lot shorter than I imagined.
Okay.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. And when I'm like this, they're like, oh wow, you how do I put this? I'm like, I'm fat.
yeah.
And in the pictures you saw, I was skinny, and they're like, yeah, that's. Well,
There's a lot of radio faces in here, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen what's going on,
You do have a good radio voice.
Thank
You'd
you.
be good like next on
You
the
are good.
news.
same with Brandon. He's got one of them. He's got a radio voice.
See,
I've
when
got
I
the
first
face
listened,
thing.
listened,
Like, fuck, I
I
got
wasn't
something,
picturing
yeah.
the beard. Like when I saw the picture, I'm like, this is the guy that was okay. This is the
That's
dump
the dump
truck.
truck. Yep. Last time we came here, there was a bunch of suits in the room. He pulls out his Rolling Rock. We had a presidential candidate on last time,
Yes.
so we had to keep things classy. And he's showing up in his cowboy hat, his USA shirt, arms cut off, and bald eagle wearing sunglasses. Shit.
Yes.
And he smashed a beer bottle in the kitchen there.
Brett Michaels.
Yeah, pretty
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
And then the maid comes out and she's like, "I'll clean it, don't worry." And Brand's like, "Oh no," like haphazard, like pretending.
Right. Take care. Oh, I'll get it.
And she's cleaning it up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm like, get in there and do it, Brandon." And he's like, "Not my problem, dump truck."
Well, because then it's like, I mean, well, that's an awkward moment. Like I feel both ends of that. Like, yeah, I want to clean it up because I made a mess, but she's already here.
She's doing it. Yeah, she's gonna do it better.
Like she wants, like I feel, because after I clean, she's also gonna go back and clean
And
this.
make sure
I'm
that-
just
yeah.
gonna let you do this because this is
It's
you're
kind of
better
one
at
of
this
those
than
things
me.
where you have to be like, "Oh, let me," and then
Yeah.
she's doing
Yeah.
it. You're like, "Can I help?" And you're
It's like
like,
reaching
you
for
just
the
gotta-
check when you
Yeah.
have no intention to pay.
Yeah.
All right.
you like hold her shoulder. I'm helping.
You ever do that, Mark? I feel like if any guy I know doesn't pay a bill in a restaurant when he's out on a date, it's you. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it just seems like your demographic is women that have money, and they're just like, I'm gonna take out Mr. Haircut here.
Sometimes we
Fake
do.
There's
accent.
radio hair in here as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you
Here's
can't
what I'll do.
tell what's going on.
If I have a bad night out and I feel like I deserve better,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a good laugh. I deserve a good night out. Every night I'm out, I'm
Yeah.
like, this better be fun because I'm fun, so I'm bringing it. If it's not good, I'll phone my bank the next day and just be like, someone stole my card.
I had a friend that actually, I have a friend that did that
That's very Winnipeg
last
of you.
weekend. Yeah, she went to a day party, bought a couple of bottles, and as we're at Taco Tuesday last night, she's like, I'm going to dispute that shit, sis. And I was like, are you really? And I got the text today. She's like, yeah, I'm going to pick up my new debit card right now. Told them that somebody stole it. And I was like, oh, yeah, good shit.
You don't mess around with that. And that's another thing. If you're dealing with a company, it doesn't matter if it's Hulu or Amazon or
Yeah.
anything. If you threaten to dispute the charge, they immediately refund you.
Yeah.
Like, because that happened to me. They double charged me and they weren't going to refund me. And I was like, all right, I'm going to tell on you. And they're like, okay, don't do that.
Yeah, like I have a reminder set on my phone to when I need to cancel my Disney Plus because I'm not fucking paying for that shit.
Well, I got a 2-year-old, so Disney Plus is like priority number one.
Gotcha.
It's just Frozen on repeat.
oh,
She loves that
yeah.
shit.
See, Moana is my shit.
Oh, okay.
It fucking took me out.
Yeah, I
Turned me
get
into a
it.
little. Yeah, it was. It's a women's empowerment movie. I loved it.
I must watch it.
Oh yes, you must.
Get in
Especially
touch. Not gonna watch it.
with your repertoire, you have to.
I'll start singing.
I can't watch.
World.
Are you gonna sing us a song, Mark?
Yeah, I'll sing. Give me 2 minutes and then I'll sing.
You think of something?
I literally won't.
You guys watching anything good right now?
Oh, I watched Cheer on Netflix.
Yes,
Sorry, what
thank
does that
you.
mean in English?
Cheer.
It's like
Oh,
a
the
it.
Cheer, the
Ah,
documentary.
it's
Yeah.
unreal. I'm watching it being
Matt
like,
Talk.
this is brutal. It's about like cheerleaders, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? And then within 2 minutes, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
unreal.
I definitely this morning I caught up on This Is Us. So
What's that again?
it's,
Are you sure you're not a straight lady? Because that's a straight white woman
Well,
thing.
no, I am definitely a straight white woman.
Okay.
This is all. I'm just trying
You're
to get
anything
booked.
on when
Straight
it's
white
audio.
woman
I'm
trapped
just
in a
trying to
black
get booked.
lesbian woman's body.
Yeah, that's all. That's I identify. Right. So I'm transsexual and transracial. I'm a straight white woman. No, This Is Us is my shit. Definitely. So I watched that this morning.
Did you cry though?
You know,
In the morning, it's hard. Did you drink wine when you watched it?
no, I was.
Okay,
I
then
was,
you're not a
I,
white
I was
woman.
smoking a blunt,
Okay,
That-
you're definitely not a white woman.
but it was a vegan blunt. It was a vegan wrap. I wrapped it with a
Okay,
vegan
so a California woman.
wrap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just some LA shit. You don't need to be white for that.
Is that
That's-
real?
Okay.
Vegan
Yeah,
wrap?
they're trash. I just really, because I was at the dispensary last night and I was like, I was at that moment where it's like, do I really want to stop by 7-Eleven and get some Dutches, or do I want to get this shitty 2 packs for $2 of these little stupid ass vegan blunts that you have to lick for days, which is, I guess, perfect for me to get them to stick. So
I like how you asked about that, Mark. I just didn't even question it. I'm like, we're in California. You can get, like, these are vegan microphones.
Right, absolutely.
My gluten condoms.
This is this thing here. These vegs.
That's what happens if I come too quickly during sex. I'm like, shit, it's the gluten.
Yeah. You did have a
It really
pickle.
does. Like, do you use condoms, Mark, in your
Oh, yeah.
escapades? Okay, good.
I'm paranoid as
Because
fuck.
I'd have to. I
Gotta be.
question sitting
Yeah.
right next to you.
I
I'm
wear
clean
gloves.
as a whistle. I hate living in West Hollywood too, where every billboard is just, you might have AIDS. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah, that truck sitting there on Santa Monica
Yeah,
Boulevard too.
chilling. I was actually I
did-
did a comedy show in WeHo a couple weeks ago, and there was that truck sitting outside. As I'm walking, he's like, "Do you want to get tested?" And I really had to think about that shit. And it's like,
Why not?
sure,
Oh, yeah.
I get a lollipop. Fucking test me twice.
It's
Hang on a minute,
brutal.
though. Aren't gay women the least likely to have HIV?
I think so because I mean it's digital.
Can
Because you
not-
gotta be limber to get the juices to match. And I don't stretch like that anymore.
It's
So.
like, I got a cracked phone screen. Like, I should probably get tested now, right? Because that's sign number one.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a symptom.
It's like, if he's walking around with a cracked phone screen, chances are he doesn't care about anything else.
I remember the first time they caught me for that. I was like going to buy milk in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, do you want to get an AIDS test? And I was like, fuck no. Like, what? I'm just trying to have a good day.
Gave
And
me a
he's like,
lollipop.
he's just,
Yeah,
but then he
lollipops.
what did he say? He was just like, do you definitely know you don't? And I was like, oh, you fucker.
They're
So I-
good at their job.
Yeah.
Like you could be 2 years into celibacy, and when they hit
Yeah.
you with that, are you sure? And I'm like, well, I did sit in a puddle the other day.
Sneeze.
It
I
might
did rub
have-
thighs.
you know, but no, it's just I don't know. It's just it's an innate thing. I just feel like the moment somebody mentions it, it's like I'm gonna
Yeah.
get if my period is late, I'm gonna think I'm pregnant. And let me tell
Same.
you, unless this is like a sperm that's been 10 years dormant, I don't know how. But if my period is a day late, I'm like, I am going to the dollar store. I need a period. I need a pregnancy test right
It
now.
is LA after all. If that's going to happen anywhere, it's here.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
That a woman gets you pregnant, you know?
Or God.
Anything happens here.
Or God. Or Scientology.
It was immaculate, I swear.
You ever deal with them Scientologists?
Yeah. I think everybody has that story when they don't realize what they're walking into in that weird building on Hollywood Boulevard until they get there and you're sucked in. Like I thought it was like a pitch for something. I don't know.
I think they tried to sue me before. And Landmark Education. Did you ever hear that? I used to write this newspaper article every week, and I went to like these meetings, and I was like, this is just horseshit. And they printed it, and then the amount of lawyers that like hit up the newspaper, being like, we're going to sue you and the writer, take it down. And they've so many lawyers. The newspaper, like one of the biggest in Ireland, was like, all right, we got to take it down.
Jesus. Like, that's a crazy thing. Like they only have a few thousand members, but every one of them are like fucking millionaires or at least 100,000 so they got like 20 billion goddamn dollars. Yeah, when I was getting registered for background acting, they had their little contingency out there. They're like, "Hey, have you ever thought about doing voiceover work?"
The like Golden Era project, that pop up on LA.
Yeah, and they modeled their shit like after the Mormons. They come up, they're so fucking nice, and it's like, "Hey, we just like talk to you a minute, blah blah blah. Yeah, this can really help your career." And it's like,
at the background, that's predatory, man. Because that's like saying,
Tom
"Hey,
Cruise
if you
does
want a
the
career,
introductory
instead of sucking a dick to have a career." You can take this personality test.
Yeah, it was. They were like trying to Harvey Weinstein us just without the the actual rape.
I have a feeling that if you did do the personality test, they would both be like, we're okay.
Actually, good on you. Thanks.
Oh, you're Canadian? No.
Yeah.
You're from Iowa? No.
I thought you were going to say there too. You're like, when I was registering as a sex offender, they came up to me.
Registered pervert. That's what we call Brent. Usually there's more suits in here because of Sneaky Penis over there. I started calling him that, spreading rumors. You know how it goes. I don't know what it snowballed into, but the suits have been watching Brandon.
Well,
they don't trust you, man.
Because of fucking dickhead Dave over there.
I don't know. I get creative with my rumors because what we do is, since we don't roll ads, we don't get paid yet, and so we just make use of the shit shack.
Why not?
So we come here during the day and we get wrecked after, and sometimes it goes well, sometimes it does not.
Yeah.
And the suits, they're indifferent to us. We stay out of the way. We don't cause problems or anything.
Right.
But you saw there. We're not going to say anybody's names.
No, of course not.
But one of those Porsches, Mercedes, whatever the fuck, it was a very big time celebrity was here. They don't want dumpster pigs in here drinking and being assholes.
Absolutely.
Being all Winnipeg Portage Place, wearing 100 pairs of jeans for $3.
Well, the only saving grace I have as a head honcho is from Milwaukee here. So just
the
a few
CEO?
hours from,
The CEO?
Yeah.
What's his name again?
He's a cheesehead.
Yeah, Peter.
Peter. Yeah, he's cool as shit.
Yeah, and so it was just a few hours from.
He walks around with earbuds in, you know? That's a modern CEO.
God, I need to start doing that when Dave starts fucking talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's just from a few hours away from where I grew up in the Midwest. So we got that. So I think that's my saving grace.
Yeah,
it keeps
for
me
sure.
from getting kicked the fuck out of here.
For sure.
He's guilty.
Exactly. He's like, he sees me like that, like lone dog in the pound that no one's adopted.
Could have been me
shit.
if I wasn't a CEO. Come on, man. Come on.
It's like,
In his head, he's like, he'll be dead soon. So come on.
Let's make it nice.
Yeah.
It was. I get a tax write-off just for bringing Brandon on the podcast. You gotta make them count when you're foreign.
Hell yeah.
Mark, so you've been here for 9 years. How old were you when you moved out of Ireland?
4.
4 years old?
No, like 20.
Fucking Angela's ashes. You came here by yourself.
22? I can't remember.
But you were young.
Yeah.
So you are young. You're only like 30.
But no,
31?
I moved here. I did. When the fuck? I'm trying to think.
Well, how old are you right now?
34, 5,
35. You're the same age as us. 1984.
3.
Great book.
3. So you're not 35. Math is
I
hard.
am.
Man, are you sure you did not go to school in America?
This is how dumb living in LA has made
Right,
me.
yeah.
I have to my mom the other 2 years ago, I was saying something. She was like, that's not right. I was like, shit. I'm dumb now. I have to think how
Yeah,
the
it
fuck
dumbs
do I
you down
spell
for sure.
banana? Like,
I
how
have
do
to
I
sing the
spell
Gwen
these
Stefani
words?
song to spell it.
But you went to university in
You are-
Ireland.
I have a master's degree. On paper, I'm intelligent.
Yeah.
That's me
in
too.
person.
On paper, I am the perfect
Yeah.
immigrant.
Yeah.
And then here they call me the dumpster pig. But on paper, perfect, educated, tax-paying
Same.
immigrant.
Oh, it's unreal.
But that's a great analogy for life, though. Is you spend your whole life trying to bullshit people that you're better at something than you actually are, just to get into a spot, to where you can actually start working at it.
Yeah.
What is my middle name again?
Like Mom.
Jesus.
So-
Well, you were saying that you
dumb
posted
am I?
something about that. How the worst part about living in LA is asking my mom what time I was born at, and that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
perfect because people ask that. That matters. It's like, well, if you were born at 9 at night, you're part of the donkey moon.
It fucking is like it's a religion.
Oh yeah.
Like all I know is my birthday is in April. I'm an Aries. Like, well, what is your moon sign? I'm like, what?
What do
Like you want to
about?
see my ass right now? What are you talking about, moon sign? It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a
full on.
lot. Like if I hear Mercury is in retrograde one more time, I'm gonna fucking freak out.
Do you
Like
know
that's
what-
why it
God
happened. You know why you
fucking
spilled
Christ.
your beer? Because
Do
Mercury
you know
is in retrograde.
I think
high.
it's complete stupidity. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, do you know the way our bodies are made of water? This sounds dumb, but I was like, all right, this is dumb, but God is dumb too. Like our bodies are made of water, so if the moon affects the tides and all that horse shit, I'm like, oh, maybe the planetary fucking gravity pull. I'm like, these fuckers, if they're right, I'll be so pissed. Like Mercury's in retrograde, your
Yeah.
water is fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know, something's fucked up. And then I was like, I've been in LA too long.
Yeah, you really because then it starts once all that shit starts to make sense to you. Get the fuck out for a couple of weeks. Just go back on the road.
I'm
Yeah,
just like, God is in retrograde.
All the other astrology shit I will throw out, but I swear to fuck, every time there is a full moon out, people like are acting the goddamn fool.
That's true.
And
That's true, though.
and I think at this point it's just more like, all right, well, the full moon's out, I can act like a fucking asshole and get away with it now, at least
Yeah.
for a night.
There
Ask
is-
anyone who works at a hospital how much
Oh,
shit
yeah.
is different during a
Yeah.
full moon.
I
Dude,
have
I
actually
s-
heard that. Yeah.
I spent a year and a half working in a mental health hospital.
Oh my god.
and
Yeah.
also being in one. He spent 3 years in
By
there.
working in one, he meant being in one. It was like
was
a
making license
Shutter
plates.
Island situation.
Hey, I'll tell you what, with some of the people I fucking worked with, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you should really have the fucking keys to this place here. Some of the patients or some of the
Right.
fucking staff. Because I swear to God, every nurse there that I tried to fuck, every last one of them was at least divorced once.
He's dump truck, man.
Well, this is just fact. I mean, this is math.
At least
But-
you don't have to pay for it if you hit on coworkers. He
Hell
likes
yeah.
prostitutes.
Yeah,
I'm not outing him. He's admitted that many times.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, prostitutes are great. But yeah, like every
Oldest
one of them
profession.
divorced at least once or currently single, at least one kid, usually 2 or 3 of them. And they, yeah, like they can't even get their own fucking lives together. And they want to tell me about how fucked up I am.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Wait. The best part is you said all these women that I tried to fuck, and then and then you described
did
them
not go through?
disparagingly, like you didn't pump any of
What's
them.
the weirdest thing?
Yeah, no, I didn't because I'm horrible with women. I could fuck up a wet dream. Like if I fell asleep, if I popped a Viagra and super glued my hand to my dick before I fell asleep, I would fuck up a wet dream.
So what are you doing today? Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Ungluing myself.
Into the world, fire coming out of the sky and all
Yeah.
that shit. Like I'm calm as a cucumber. If I have to talk to women, I fucking don't know my ass from a hole in the ground.
Unless you're paying for it, then you're like,
Well, yeah,
Mr.
because-
Biz- you're Steve Jobs. Like you're Mr. Business when you're dealing with that shit.
Well, yeah, but because everybody knows what the deal is, like going into it, like they know what's expected of them. I
Right.
know what's expected of me.
Don't
We
pretend to
change the
like
money.
me. Let's just do what we got to do.
Right, exactly. So I'm home and I can be watching wrestling at the end of the fucking night.
There you go. There you go.
Brandon, what's the weirdest? We'll go around and we'll all share it,
Okay.
except for we'll discuss people that we didn't have to pay for. But Brandon, what's the weirdest thing that you can't call them prostitutes? They're sex workers. What's the weirdest thing a sex worker has ever said to you?
It
Or
wasn't
asked you or offered you?
it wasn't even so much that offered, but like I was with a chick, and usually the terms of the encounter are going to be discussed ahead of time. So like, you have to pay extra for certain things, obviously. But back in Colorado, I was with a gal, and ended up just like going bareback. So I ended up raw dogging this chick, and
Were you
it was
scared?
no,
Raw
no.
dogging a prostitute.
Well, there was it
All right,
was
that's my time to leave.
yeah.
That's my time.
Right.
My name is
Let's
Kalea.
wrap this up. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, and so so that term wasn't discussed, but she seemed to be like fucking fine with everything. And then at the end of it, gave her the old cream pie. I'm like, oh shit, that's
gross.
probably what you fucking asked, dipshit.
Yeah,
And
we're here for
it's
it.
your own fault.
Yeah, but I didn't want to hear that.
You open Pandora's box.
You know
buddy,
when you
take
put your
whatever
hand
comes
on a stove and you're like, I can't believe that happened.
I didn't think it was gonna register that quick.
Yeah, right, exactly. But then you're the one who does it again because we've been friends for so long. You know exactly what's going to come out of my mouth.
I thought you would tell the other story how you went to a prostitute's hotel room. Sorry, a sex worker's hotel room, and there was a dude in there, and you were like, "I'm just gonna
We
leave."
need to hear this story.
No,
Was it a setup? Was he trying to rob you?
no. There was
Because that's what I would have thought.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the fuck is going on here?
Clay, have you ever had any weird requests when you were having consensual unpaid sex?
Not weird requests. I've realized that like she was dumb while having sex. Cause like I said, with lesbian sex, if you're gonna get like the maximum pleasure, like you have to be limber. So it's like it definitely in my younger days when I could stretch. Like so we scissor. I'm sure you guys have heard of scissoring.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, if you do it right, it's fucking phenomenal.
Okay, so this is a legitimate thing, not just like
No, it's a legitimate thing, but it's
Okay.
not. I don't think it's how people picture it because like they picture it like this. But
right.
really, it's a. I'm gonna try to paint the picture since
It's audio
people are
only.
not are audio only. So it's like I'm laying on my back. My leg is up. Well, she's laying on her back. Her leg is up. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I get in between their leg on my shoulder, and now at this point we're close enough to where the happy bumps are touching.
All right,
So
if
that
you-
that is a successful scissor. So I'm going into this position with a young lady, and she was like, she's like, yeah, rub your click on me, and I was like, my what? Like I was thinking that in my head, I was like, no, she didn't say click because that's not what it's called,
Is it a track race?
right? And she's like, yeah, rub your click on me. And like I did what I had to do, but that was our last time. Because I'm just like, you cannot,
You can't call
you
it
cannot be ignorant whilst having lesbian.
Yeah, you gotta
sex.
pass like an
My
8th
click
grade
on
biology
you.
test
Like,
to have
you
sex
want-
with me.
You want me to bring the homies in here? Like, what do you mean, rub my click on you? Like,
so it ended up being like lesbian Tetris. Just
it was
kinda like-
definitely. It is for sure. Like, it is for sure a game of
Dun,
Tetris.
dun,
Like,
dun,
my
dun,
parents
dun,
should have
dun.
known. Like, I was in front of the Nintendo all day. Like, oh yeah, I can get the L shape over that box shape.
Like,
Clicking
was
away.
Working out
was
the
that the
thumbs,
moment
too,
that
you know?
realized, like, oh god,
I
love
knew it.
Women.
I knew it then. It's like this is doing something to me.
Marcus, you got any weird? I mean, like, just pick one out of the hat.
Yeah, who have you
Like,
scissored with,
you've
Mark?
I probably girls during sex have looked at me and been like, "Oh no, he's dumb."
Same thing with the
yours.
opposite.
Let me see your click.
It's too late at that point. They're already in your
It's
bed.
like rub my click, and I start tickling her neck. I'm like,
Is that what you mean?
I did have a stripper in Vegas choke me during a lap dance, and that was pretty awesome.
That's a weird way of saying that.
I don't want to step. I have a stripper story.
No, go.
Let's hear it.
Like that's
So,
my story. That was.
I
it, so.
feel like as a lesbian, we definitely get away with shit in strip clubs like that a guy would be like fucking tackled for. So
Double
was-
standard, yeah.
Oh,
hard-
for sure.
It's really hard for men these days, especially white men.
it's almost like a double-edged sword. Especially being like a tomboy, like a masculine lesbian, a stud, whatever you want to call it. When you go to a strip club, strippers are automatically assuming like, oh, she's about to be like all over. So like it's like a magnet, and it's like it's either hit or miss for me. It's like 'cause I'm not really a huge strip club, but I'm there for the drinks. So there's a strip club in Miami. I think they literally just closed, called King of Diamonds. King of Diamonds used to be like the Miami strip club. And I was out there filming a show, and it was Customer Appreciation Night. This tells you how much I don't really give a fuck about strip clubs. Customer Appreciation Night was half off drinks till midnight. So I get there at like 10. By the time midnight rolls around, I am completely trashed. Stripper comes up to me. I take her top off. I start sucking on her titties. I start fingering her. I don't remember a good majority of this. All this shit is going on. My homegirl who's with me at the time tells me that the bouncer ends up coming up and like about to like get all in my shit until I guess like he's assessing the situation and like sees like that there's like 2 pairs of breasts instead of just
Yeah.
one. So then he just kind of like, I guess it's like, well, she'll be fine. Like it isn't rape, it's digital. So my name is Kalea and that's my time.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
All right, let's wrap this shit up. Pardon the pun. Again with that one. So we're gonna play a game called California Man versus Florida Man versus Canada Man. Brandon's going to read out, I don't know what he's going to say
Okay.
because I'm a participant in this too. He's going to read out some headlines. We guess where it came from. Brandon, what do you got for us this week?
Okay.
Kick your fucking phone over here so you can't cheat, you son of a bitch.
You said California, Florida, or Canada?
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's going to read a
Yeah,
headline.
so
I always
turn
cheat.
your goddamn phone
Okay.
over.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
You fucking dirty, greasy Canuck.
He's so dumb, he doesn't even notice when I'm Googling it right in front of his tits.
We've already established that
In
I'm
front of
dumb.
his
Like,
tits.
God, I'm gonna smother you with my tits next time that I'm leather
I'm here
bear
for
daddy.
it.
Yeah.
I'm here
All
for
right.
it.
Move it,
So-
Brandon.
All right. So first fucking story. University student trustees resign after attending coronavirus-themed party. Kalea.
Canada.
Mark?
Yeah, I'd say Canada for some reason.
I would say Florida.
All right, Dave's a dumb shit when he can't cheat. It's absolutely Canada.
Yes!
So, a coronavirus-themed party was reportedly held at Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario last weekend, where students dressed in surgical masks and decorated the walls with biohazard signs. Images were first posted to Instagram from the party, reportedly held last Saturday. The photo shows students drinking Corona beers and a caption under one image that reads, "Infect me, daddy."
Yeah, who
Low-key,
cares?
That
That's some
party
college
is,
shit.
That,
Who
that,
cares?
That's lit as fuck. Because that's like a new age pajama party. Like when you used to go to a pajama party, you know, like
Right.
dicks are gonna be hard tonight. Like this is
but, like,
pajama
Something
party.
we would do at like Flappers or Laugh Factory. It's like, all right, coronavirus, Coronas are half
Right.
off for the comedy show. You know?
Right, like, yeah, like if this were the late 90s, that'd be cool, but it's 2020, everyone hears coronavirus, party, and then they immediately assume you're racist
out.
against
Yeah.
Chinese people.
Which, by the way, that's fucked because there's only been a handful of deaths in the coronavirus, but there's
Yeah.
been 12,000 deaths with the regular
Right.
flu that happens every fucking year.
Yeah, right, and
No
everyone
one cares
forgives
about
right.
that
at all.
It's the same thing with SARS.
I mean, because
It
to
was
me,
the
I'm
same thing
like,
with the swine
they
flu.
weren't appropriating anything. It's not like a blackface party or no stupid shit like that.
Oh, they're my
We're just
favorite.
wearing masks. I mean,
Yeah,
I,
how do you feel about this?
Yeah, right. Like, at no point was anything mentioned about like Chinese people.
yeah.
Or the
so
fucking country.
you're racist for saying that I'm racist, technically.
But you know
Right.
what? We're going so far into this, like, because I'm as left as it goes. But
Yeah.
we're getting so far into this, you can't do that. Kalea, you're going to be going to some parties and people are going to be saying you're in blackface to every party you
Oh yeah,
go
for
to,
sure. Because
and you're going to
once
get
I start
canceled.
talking, who's that white lady? Like I'm black. I swear.
Like, how dare you say the B word?
Yeah, that's
No,
2021
no, I
coming
heard
up.
the show. You're trans white. Like, well, okay, you have a point. Napa adjacent.
Like, yeah, that's going to be the next racism for white people. They get so woke, they start canceling black people for being black.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
Jesus
just
Christ. Yeah, that's.
Get
You're
out of
right.
here. You're too much.
They're like,
Oh,
I'm
God.
more black than you.
Yeah. All right, next story. Man arrested after man driven through GOP voter registration tent. So, and keep in mind with these, it's not always going to be like one from every state. It could be like all from Canada, all from California, all from Florida. It could be a mixture. So it doesn't have to be. But I mean, obviously, this one isn't Canada. But you know,
I'd say Florida.
I was either think I want to say Florida, but I feel like this is in the middle of California. This is like the part of California that people don't think about. This is like
Fresno and Bakersfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was San Bernardino,
Or yeah, San Bernardino. But all right, Dave. So California.
California. I think I already know that,
Yeah.
though.
All right, now Florida.
It was Florida.
Florida.
Absolutely. In
Oh,
Florida.
yeah. It was.
surprised.
It was.
Two.
And I even told you this story, dumbass.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't
Oh,
told.
yeah, Brandon, he's
Leg
so
up.
fucking stupid.
Well, don't tell me anything when I'm drinking.
All right. So William Lowe Tim, 27, faces 2 counts of
27.
27 years old. Yeah, the 27 Club.
But he didn't die?
No, he didn't die. Faces 2 counts of
pussy.
aggravated assault on a
If you're
person.
going to do it, go all out.
Shut the fuck up, Dave. Faces 2 counts of aggravated assault on a person 65 or older, 1 count of criminal mischief, and 1 count of driving on a suspended license. That one's gonna fucking hurt you more than anything else.
Yeah, no,
You know?
legit. Hell yeah.
Oh, so wait a minute. There's a charge for committing assault on somebody 65 and older when you're just randomly driving through shit.
Well,
it's like,
in
wait a minute,
Florida.
that guy was
Florida.
65 or older. Right, in Florida,
Florida. Why
yeah.
would
I feel
you
like
do
you
that?
get an automatic death sentence if you run over someone with a gun.
Well,
It's like, how dare you?
Well, probably like because
How
that's
dare you injure that gun?
well, that's where all the Jews
is
from
wrong
New
with
York
you?
end up when they retire. They leave New
snowbirds
York.
is what
yeah,
they call
right,
them.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they retire. They go down to Florida. So you got a ton of retirees down there and shit.
You know where they go from Winnipeg,
for the
Arizona.
I was gonna say anywhere, but yeah.
Arizona's hilarious because gas is half price.
So they don't go to Albuquerque.
No, there's like a big sign that says no Canadians because we don't do meth, you know?
Okay, see, I
We
didn't
don't
know
fit
that.
in.
Oh, you're
I
missing
didn't know
out.
that.
You're missing out.
Yeah, they do fucking
So
heroin.
Justin Bieber has never done meth, is what you're telling me.
He looks like a fucking
And-
heroin junkie.
and-
Man,
let's
he
be
looks
honest.
like he does
Is,
meth.
is Justin Bieber as much of a national treasure as I think he is? In
No,
Canada?
everybody hates him. And it's funny, his dad, his like absentee dad type of thing who jumped on board after he got famous, he's from Winnipeg.
Bieber has daddy issues?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Imagine
man,
that.
that's why he's with the culture like that. I fuck with him.
But
Poor
it's funny,
guy.
Canadians are such drunks that when we go to Ireland, they're like, right this way.
Welcome.
Here's your tap dancing shoes. No one's going to steal them.
Yeah. All right, and our final story for today.
Yeah, it's
73-year-old
finally over.
Yeah, no, I
I
just
don't
got
want
a
it to
bounce
end.
in his egg.
Yeah. 73-year-old man dies after being beaten by hospital roommate. California, Florida, or Canada.
Whoa. Hospital roommate. Okay, where would I get mad if my roommate farted in a hospital? Florida.
That's like California.
Definitely not Canada because everybody's happy they're not paying the fucking bill. So California.
Facts.
Process of elimination.
No, this was in California, absolutely. Yeah, I was down in Long Beach. I never found out what the actual cause was. Like maybe he took the fucking guy's pudding or something like that. But yeah,
That's my bedpan.
Long Beach, so man, Long Beach is fucked. I was there, and literally one side of the street, you're in like, oh, it's a nice casual beach town. The other side, it's like you're in a fucking movie
Long
where
Beach
there's
will switch
like
up on your ass.
There's wigs being thrown around. And
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I like it.
But
Long Beach for real, sure.
But yeah, so the guy that fucking 73-year-old man, he got beat to death by a dude half his fucking age. The guy was like 37. The fucking did it. So
Jesus.
yeah. But
In
all right.
Long Beach.
All right, so
What a
we're
jerk.
done. Mark, where are you going to be this week? The episode drops tomorrow, so
Oh, Laugh Factory Friday, and then Chicago on Saturday, and St. Louis on Sunday.
hang on. Where are you at in Chicago?
The Vic Theater with Michael Rappaport.
Right, yeah, that's going to be awesome. Vic Theater, what day?
Saturday.
Saturday. Make sure you go to that. Kalia, what are you doing this weekend?
Tomorrow. So episode drops tomorrow, aka today, since you're
Thursday, yeah.
listening to it on Thursday. Tonight, come
Yeah.
come to the Sycamore Tavern. I'm gonna be slanging jokes and clicks all night long. So yeah, that's where I'll be. Follow me at whatever Kalia to see where else I'm gonna be.
Right,
At.
Sycamore Tavern. That's right in Hollywood, correct?
Right.
Cool.
Correct.
Cool,
Awesome.
cool.
Thanks again for listening, everybody. We are the Valley Boys. Kalia and Mark, thanks for joining us. You'll get your tax receipt for such a charitable donation on your way out. We'll see you guys next week. Fuck off, Brandon.
Fuck off, Dave.
I wasn't ready for it to end. It was like a roller coaster.